Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, has said the government of President Muhammadu Buhari has not incurred any major judgment debts in its 7 years in office, emphasizing that the liability or judgment debts relating to the Paris Club refund was indeed created by the Governors Forum in their own rights. The minister, while adding that the debts existed before the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, made this revelation as he took members of the press back to the genesis of the Paris Club refund, stating that the governors, on their own, without the intervention of the federal government, took steps to make part payments to the consultants, acknowledging their liability over the same. He made this known while speaking on judicial reforms and justice dispensation during the 46th session of the ministerial media briefing organized by the Presidential Communications Team at the Presidential Villa, Abuja.
The liability or judgment debt relating to Paris Club was indeed a liability created by the Governors Forum in their own right. How do I mean? The Governors Forum, comprising of all the governors, sat down, commonly agreed on the engagement of consultant to provide certain services for them relating to the recovery of the Paris Club. So it was the Governors Forum and not the federal government in the first place that engaged the consultant. Two, when eventually successes were recorded associated with the refund associated with Paris Club, the governors, collectively and individually, presented a request to the federal government for refund. And among the components of the claim presented for the consideration of the federal government was a component relating to the payment of these consultants that are now constituting the subject of contention. So the implication of that is that the governors in their own right recognized the consultant, recognized their claim, and presented such claim to the federal government.
However, speaking on the prosecution of criminal matters under the Mutual Legal Assistance, Malami says his ministry has successfully executed over 350 MLA requests and over 50 extradition requests, including MLA requests from the United Kingdom on trafficking in person of the offender, which led to the first conviction of the offender under the UK Modern Slavery Act on the 13th of April 2022.
In terms of legislations as well, the Federal Ministry of Justice support government revenue generation drive through policies and role in the promotion of economic forecast bills and executive orders aimed at creating jobs for the teeming population of Nigerians. It does this by initiating and development of legislations, policies, orders, and regulations that promote socio-economic development of Nigeria. For the record and in passing, the ministry has processed over 50 critical legislations which are targeted along different sectoral needs, which encompasses security as it relates to security and the national defense, for example. 2 bills were processed. Social intervention, 1 bill. Education, 20 bills, inclusive of bills that establishes educational institutions across the nation. ICT-related matters, 2 bills. Sports, 2 bills. Environment, 3 bills. Judiciary, 2 bills. Foreign affairs, 3 bills. Agriculture, 3 bills. Finance, 3 bills, executive orders relating to orphan defecation, concession of tax, maintenance of public building, and ECOWAS early warning and response mechanism, 15 regulations related to agriculture, environment, oil and gas, finance, stamp duty, among others, gazetting of practice directions for the High Court on terrorism trials and AMCON cases, among several others.
The minister also highlighted some critical bills developed by the Federal Ministry of Justice, which includes Business Facilitation Bill, Climate Change Act 2022, Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022, Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022, and Electoral Act 2022. Meanwhile, he added that the ministry has relentlessly been contributing its quota to the running of government and fulfilling the promises of delivering good governance based on the rule of law and sound democratic values in accordance with best practice. From the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Folarunsho Adegoke, Core TV News.